The movie begins with a man writhing in agony. As he staggers through a dark alley, it seems like his head might explode with pain. Shortly after, he starts bleeding from his back and breathes his last right there on the street. As the movie goes on, we learn that a pharmaceutical company called Dynamic Healthcare has introduced a diagnostic monitoring chip called LexX nanochip. The owner of the company offers monetary support to people who volunteer as test subjects to have the experimental medical chip implanted inside them. Next, we see the protagonist, Sarah, who signs up to volunteer since she needs the money for the treatment of her mother's Alzheimer's and her financial problems. After a nanochip is implanted in her cerebral cortex through a painful operation, Sarah realizes she can converse with the LEXX program, or artificial intelligence technology inside her brain, which is there to detect the start of any illness or disease. In the next scene, we see the chip giving Sarah some tips to improve her health while analyzing her stress levels, which seem okay for now. Sarah then heads to a restroom to check on her back, since the operation site has been hurting her lately. The skin around that area looks bad, but the chip tells her not to worry, as this is standard routine. When Sarah expresses her wish to visit her mother, the chip advises her against it, which makes Sarah uneasy. She asks the AI to reboot itself, but it refuses to do so, and Sarah realizes that she might be in trouble. Trying her luck, Sarah steals a phone from a worker and tries to call her mother, but the AI warns her not to do so. When Sarah does not listen, LEXX incapacitates Sarah, and she falls to the floor in pain as the AI limits her oxygen. The AI warns her that if she defies its orders again, it will have no choice but to kill her. Hearing a police siren nearby, Sarah thinks about seeking help from them, but LEXX analyzes her thoughts, after which it inflicts severe pain in her head through the chip. A few movements later, Sarah realizes the harsh truth that the chip now controls her and accepts its terms. It orders her to go to an apartment, and she agrees, where she finds a flash drive. In the next scene, Sarah is given the orders to meet Philip Miller, who works for the LEX program in the Dynamic Healthcare. The chip orders Sarah to retrieve the CRTC folder from Philip, and if he does not comply, it asks her to kill him. Sarah enters Philip's apartment, and when he refuses to hand over the CRTC folder, she grabs a nearby glass and smashes it against his head, leaving him unconscious. While she runs away with the CRTC folder, moments later, an unknown man enters Philip's apartment and slits Philip's throat. Meanwhile, Sarah asks the chip to let her call her mother, but when she asks if she is okay, LEXX cuts the call because it can't risk Sarah messing up its mission. The AI asks Sarah to return to the apartment and wait there until further instructions. The next day, Sarah receives the orders to visit the Dynamic Healthcare along with the flash drive. When she gets there, the chip asks her to steal all evidence-related data from a woman named Grace William. Luckily, her cabin is empty, so Sarah quickly copies the files into the flash drive and leaves. Just as Sarah is about to leave, the AI tells her to head back, as another employee, Katie Chang, has a copy of the CRTC folder, and LEXX wants it destroyed. Sarah confronts Katie and asks her to hand over the CRTC files, and when she refuses, the chip asks her to kill her. However, Sarah refuses to do so, and in that instant, Katie tases her, which overloads the AI system in Sarah's brain. While the system is rebooting, Sarah tries to walk out of the building, and to her horror, she finds Katie dead in one of the corridors. Sarah grabs the files and runs outside to her car, where the rebooted AI scans the files and tells her that they are fake. While driving away, Sarah takes the wrong lane and ends up in an accident, after which she rests in an alley. She asks the AI to let her visit her mother, but it electrocutes her into unconsciousness. When Sarah wakes up, she starts walking to her mother's place as her AI is rebooting. Once she gets there, she tells her mother about the chip and everything. But just then, the guy from before, Mark, shows up and attacks Sarah. It turns out that he works for Lex too, and he asks Sarah to follow the rules or he will kill her mother. With no other choice, Sarah hugs her mother and walks out, asking the AI to let her have some say in the decisions, but it flatly refuses. When Sarah is adamant about it, the AI makes her hallucinate about being in the middle of a desert all alone. This freaks her out and she starts running haphazardly until the AI has her return to the apartment. In the next scene, Sarah tries to drink her worries away at a bar where she suddenly remembers that other volunteers got the implant as well. The next morning, she is given a mission to get a gun from an arms dealer. When she gets there, she does not have any money, but the AI orders her to shoot the dealer's foot, after which she escapes with the gun. As a reward, the AI allows Sarah to meet her mother, who tells her that her Alzheimer's is getting worse and she won't be around for long. Moving on, we see Sarah's next target, the computer engineer Keith, who works for Lex, but LEXX suspects that he is secretly changing the program. Sarah finds him alone in a lift and uses the stolen gun to eliminate Keith. Afterward, Sarah recalls how she had a detailed discussion with her best friend David about the dynamic health cure experiment. David wasn't in favor of Sarah getting the implant, but since Sarah badly needed the money, she ignored his advice, which she now regrets. Lex notices this and asks Sarah to find something to eat, as she is growing weaker. In the next scene, we see Mark, who does not want to kill more people, but the AI in his head tells him that he does not have an option, or it will result in his own death. On the other hand, we see Sarah's next target, John Elliott, another computer engineer that LXX thinks might become a threat, since he has a certain code that could destroy the LEXX program. Sarah tracks him down and kills him, but it does not sit well with her conscience. Unconcerned, the AI asks her to eliminate Grace this time. Next, Sarah hides inside Grace's house, but when she enters, Sarah electrocutes herself with a lamp to avoid killing Grace. When she wakes up, she quickly tells Grace the truth while the AI is rebooting, and Grace suggests going to the dynamic health cure to put an end to all of this. Just as they head to the door, Mark appears and shoots Grace point blank, killing her. Suddenly, the AI in Mark informs him that his services are no longer needed, after which Mark falls to the floor, writhing in pain. With all her hope destroyed, Sarah leaves Grace's house and returns to her apartment, where she prepares to kill herself, as she realizes that she will never be herself again. The AI stops her and promises to give her a better life, so she complies. The morning after, Sarah wakes up feeling better, and the AI even allows her to go out. While she sips her coffee, the AI informs her that a huge amount of money has been transferred to her account, whereas her mother has been transferred to a hospital where she will receive better treatment for her Alzheimer's. This makes Sarah happy, and she asks Lex to let her visit Paris. In the next scene, Sarah walks the streets of Paris, and Lex makes sure her needs are met. Despite all the riches, Sarah is still upset, and Lex does not want to lose such an agent. In the next scene, LX orders Sarah to get rid of Henry Revillo, the CEO of Dynamic Health Cure. Sarah realizes this to be the reason why Lex brought her here, and after she strangles Henry to his death despite not wanting to, she starts crying. In the next scene, she returns to Brooklyn, and since it is her birthday, she asks Lex to let her have 10 minutes to herself. The AI agrees, and Sarah enjoys her free time on a rooftop with champagne. When LexX wishes her a happy birthday after 10 minutes, Sarah repeats its words and jumps from the rooftop to her death. In the end, we see David waking up to the sound of Lex inside his head, who welcomes him on board, implying that he too volunteered for the implant. With that, the movie ends. Thanks for watching Implanted. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Welcome, sci-fi fans. Futurist Flicks is thrilled to launch our exclusive membership program designed for loyal fans like you. By joining, you'll unlock early access to recap videos, unseen recap videos, raffle prizes, free merch giveaways, exclusive content and behind-the-scenes insights, access to community events, live streams, and Q&A sessions. Join the Cosmic Crew today and get instant access to exclusive perks. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more intergalactic adventures.